Hey everybody, good morning. Good Tuesday morning. We're moving look at that. I can't ever tell which side is which. I moved my lamp to this side and I haven't plugged it in yet. So you get to see a lovely cord. That's a good designer would have a cord showing, right? Yeah, we're going to go with that. It's going to drive me crazy the whole time and I'm going to plug that in later. Those of you on Instagram can't see it. So, okay. Those of you on Facebook can see it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm going to talk to us about today, though. I'm going to talk about why scaling our business, why to scale. So those of you who are following me, I can see a ton of you on Instagram. So hello, glad you're here. On Facebook, if you're watching, tell me you can see me, you can hear me, and all that good stuff. I think you can, but hopefully you can. Okay, so why scale your business? Well, so that you can make money while you sleep. Sounds amazing, right? So you can have passive income, and it's a lot harder than it sounds, but it's a lot better than only having one or two key one-on-one revenue streams for your business. So a lot of you have been following me on Instagram in the last week or two talking about Stu McLaren and his tribe launch for his, he's like the guru of memberships and teaches you how to do memberships. I started my membership without knowing Stu and it was going great, like good, but there were so many things that I could be improving. And so that's when I found Stu and I was able to start, I took his course Tribe, I became a triber and really learned so much from him about how to maximize and optimize the work I do in our DesignYou membership. So that's not the only way to scale though, but I just wanted to talk to you today about this concept of scaling your business because a lot of you are wishing, especially during the coronavirus, the pandemic, you're wishing you had a way to make money, right? In a different way. You were wishing that you didn't just have to have more of your time to make money. And so that's the thing about scaling. And what does that even mean? Right? A lot of people don't even know what it means. And a lot of people don't understand that when you scale your business, like what you're doing. And so you can sell physical product that at scale. But the thing about selling physical product at scale is to sell more of it, you have more invested in the cost of goods sold, right? Because you have to produce the product. And so the beautiful thing about scaling your business with intellectual property, with your ideas, with your thoughts, with your leadership, with your resources, the beautiful thing about that is you don't have the financial investment that you would have for physical products. But you also don't have the time investment and the customization that you have to have for a one-on-one relationship with a customer, right? Because when we work one-on-one, we're doing custom design over and over again, which is the very opposite thing of scaling your business. So scaling really means that you can create something once, essentially, and you can sell it over and over and over again, many times over, without having more of you. And even something like my coaching program, where my membership, where I'm in there training, I have a training this afternoon in there. We have multiple trainings a month where I go live. And the thing is, if I was just doing private coaching with one of you, which would not be scalable, it would be one of me, one of you, right? But because the membership is scalable, we can add as many people as we want to that are interested in benefiting from our expertise. And I go live for 2 hours and teach something, and there could be 20 people, 40 people, 200 people learning from me all at the same time. That is the epitome of scaling, okay? One of you, many other people. If we were charging for this Instagram and Facebook Live right now, it would be scalable because one of me and as many of you that could hop on, and it maximizes your time. It maximizes your impact. You can help a lot of people, and it really maximizes your financial return, right? Which is a good thing. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit today about that very thing, about how to have you start thinking about scaling your business. And whether you want to try Tribe's Dues program, which we're promoting, the cart's open on it right now. You can buy it right now. We'll post information in the comments for you about it. He's actually doing a almost like a demo or a training tonight with, I think, 8 or 10 of his success stories of people who, not me, but other people who have created memberships of all sorts of businesses, industries, hobbies, all sorts of things that people have created memberships around that are scalable. But in general, for you, I just really wanted you guys to start thinking about this on a different level if you haven't already before today. So creating a course, creating something that is templated, or anything that you can create once and you can sell multiple times is the goal. Now, here's the caveat. So a lot of people want scalable income, want scalable services, want to make money while they sleep, but they're not very intentional about what they create. And so just creating something, a program, a course, a design, something that you can sell over and over, just by creating it does not in any way guarantee that it's going to be successful, right? And so I think what's fascinating is a lot of people want to create something like a membership, or they want to create something that's scalable, a product, a service that's scalable, but they want to create it quickly. They want to believe that they know what will sell, and you don't. And I'll tell you about that in a second, of how to remedy that. And you want to believe that the minute you put it out, it's going to be this gold mine of money, particularly as a side gig. And one of the most important things to remember is that, in my opinion, side gigs rarely work. It's only, people build stuff on the side to get them started sometimes, but it's only when they make their side gig their main gig that they really start getting traction, that they really start making money. So I always say, if it's worth being a side gig, it's worth being your main gig. And so it's really important that if you guys are thinking about doing something like a membership or a scalable product, that you consider where it's going to live in your business. Is it going to be the most important thing you do? Is it going to be the only thing you do? When you look at my membership, DesignYou, and the success of it, which it is very successful, and we get amazing, incredible results for people every day. Like it's probably my favorite thing that I do in my life and in my business. But it's not a side gig. And I tried side gigs. I had a side gig called Inbox Interiors, and e-design, for what it's worth, you guys, is not scalable, because most of you doing e-design, if you're an interior designer, e-design is still custom. Okay. So anything that is custom is not scalable. You can't just sell the same custom design that somebody paid custom prices for to a whole bunch of people. You'd have really unhappy customers, right? So, the point of something scalable is that people get and understand that multiple people are buying the same thing, whatever it is, and it needs to be your main gig. Because when Inbox Interiors was our side gig, we did okay with it. We sold, some. It was maybe $35,000, $50,000 in revenue a year, which to some of you, that would sound amazing, right? But here's the thing. I had over $1 million, sometimes $2 million company at that time. $50,000 was nothing compared to the other revenue streams. And so it was really a distraction in a lot of ways. And the reason it never became that successful, 2 reasons. A, it was custom, so it wasn't scalable. So custom design at a low price is a backwards, broken business model. It's not sustainable. It doesn't help you. And number 2, it was not my main focus. And so I was focused on everything else in my business. And this was this sort of stepchild of a service on the side. And when you don't give something your full attention, it doesn't work. So if you are considering a scalable service, a scalable business, products, courses, anything like that, I highly recommend you start with one thing at a time, that you make it your main gig. Okay. And yeah, some of you may say, well, I've still got full service interior design or full service landscape design or full service event planning. All of that's fine. If that part of your business is basically running like clockwork because you've been doing it for years and you don't have to put a lot of attention to it, you're going to need to understand and set up the opportunity for that thing to be self-sustaining while you build and pour all of your attention into this new revenue stream. Okay. So again, a side gig is never going to work. And you're going to try to keep all the balls in the air. You're going to try to find time for it. You're not going to have time for it. And here's when you don't have time to create something amazing: in the fringes, at night and on weekends. You're tired. You've already done a full day's work. Okay. So I highly recommend, if you're truly considering creating something scalable, we teach you how to do this in DesignYou. You could take Stu's course and learn about memberships. You could do both. DesignYou. We're doing bonuses. If you join Stu's program and you join my program, I'm going to be going through Stu's program myself again. And I'm going to do some bonus calls with our membership. I'm going to do a bonus call with Stu for our membership that's private, just to our membership, some fun stuff like that. But my point here is, please be intentional. Please understand that what you do has to be your main gig. It has to have your all-in focus. It cannot be something that you occasionally think about, that you think you're going to build on nights and weekends, and that you're going to have, unless you are single and have no kids, or your kids are grown or whatever, and you have nobody else to give any attention to, maybe you would have time to build it on the side. But most of the time, that's not going to happen. Okay. So be very intentional. Think about what your result is and who you're trying to help. Okay. So this is the other really important thing. So a lot of people are like, well, I just am going to pick a service. I've got this business already, but it's kind of broken. It's kind of not making me that much money. I want some more money. I'll just pick something that I think some people might need, and I'll start to sell that. And that is not also the way to be successful with a scalable product, service, offering, membership, any of those things. Okay. The way to be successful is to decide who you're helping. And in my opinion, it makes so much more sense for the person you're helping with your scalable thing to also be very similar, or essentially the same person you're helping with your high-end thing. They just want to do it themselves or want a little guidance. They don't want you doing it all for them. So it's kind of like there's DIY, do it yourself, do it with me, or let me do it for you. And so in that kind of ladder of services, you want your customers, in my opinion, to be the same customer. Because if you create a scalable revenue stream, a membership, a course, a program that is speaking to a whole other group of people that your high-end main gig is speaking to, guess what? You have 2 marketing strategies, 2 ideal clients, 2 sets of messaging, 2 sets of results that you're trying to get, 2 things that you're trying to sell all the time. And you really split your time, your energy, your focus. You could potentially confuse your audience. And so I've had really great success with having all of my services really essentially do the same thing for a particular group of people. But the only difference is, if they want just me doing it, they pay more money and I do it for them. If they want a little bit of my guidance, they pay kind of a mid-range price. And then if they want to do it themselves, but have all my ideas, they buy my scalable program course or that sort of thing. And they learn from me while I teach many people at once, but they then go and put the things into practice themselves. Okay. It's worked like a charm. So here's what you need to remember, okay? Scalable services are incredible. They expand your time, they expand your reach, they expand your financial return, your ROI, your money. They allow you to help a whole bunch of people at once, which is really exciting and fun. So all good things there. But here's what they are not, and here's how they don't work well. They're not side gigs. They are not something that you sort of just do around the fringes, right? Which is like a side gig at nights and weekends, and it's sort of like not your main focus. It won't do well. It's not a totally different scenario than your original product or ideal client, because you don't want to have 2 marketing messages, 2 things to focus on, 2 groups of people that you're talking to at the same time. It gets really difficult. Build one thing at a time, okay? And be very intentional. Oh, and here's the other thing I told you. I said I have a way to know how something fits your clients or if it's going to be a fit. And some of you may have heard me on James Wedmore's podcast on Friday. If you didn't, go check it out on the Mind Your Business podcast. It's a great episode. But I talk a lot about how I did a beta test for my DesignYou membership. So I decided what I thought my audience needed. I talked to a lot of people. I talked about it on social. I polled people that had worked with me before, and I developed what I thought my membership would be and what it would look like. But then I did a beta test, and I did a beta test for 3 months for free. And the way I did my beta test is I went to all the people that had ever bought any of my other live events, had been to one of my designer MBA programs or courses, or been in my mastermind group. So I knew they were already really qualified customers. And they were in my a private Facebook group for the alumni of people who had taken anything from me before. And I asked them if they wanted to do this beta for free, and they did. And so they did for 3 months, 99 people, 100 people essentially, beta tested my membership. Now, you don't have to have 100 people for a beta test. A lot of people do 10 people. But here's what you do have to have. You don't just create something you think people need and then ask 10 of your friends to do it for free that don't have any skin in the game, that don't really need it, that of course are going to tell you what you want to hear and are going to be like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And then you launch it to the public and nobody's tried it. Nobody gets it. There's no testimonials. You don't know if it even works for them. So I launched what I thought DesignYou was. After 3 months, it looked completely different when we went live to the public, because I then had an actual case study of real people, 100 real people to be exact, and probably about 50% of those people were very active in the beta. So a good 40 to 50 people fully tested my program and told me what they needed, what they loved, what was missing, what other kind of support they would like to have. And it turned into an incredible, very valuable program that when we launched, 40% of those 99 people came over and immediately started paying to stay in the program. And then we grew it to $1 million revenue stream over the next 2 years, because we were constantly focused on who we were helping, how we were helping them, okay? Because we help creative entrepreneurs transform their mindset, their schedule, and their business model for more health, wealth, and joy. It's very clear what we do. We help you make more money. We help you like your life more. And we help you not be burned out. Okay. Health, wealth, and joy. And so we got really dialed in on that. We found out from our members what they needed, what they wanted, how we could serve them. And the way I chose to do it was a membership. And here's why I chose a membership. Okay. So I actually have had courses for years, live courses. So I wasn't new to the whole online world when I launched a membership. And the reason, and you'll hear me say this if you listen to the James Wedmore podcast, the reason I was able to charge a premium price for my membership is because I took all of the courses and content and things I've been creating for 13 years in my consulting business, and I rolled them into my membership. So if you join my membership, you get my membership, you get all 3, and now 4. I just launched a new signature course about working from home. You get all the courses, you get all the content, you get my years of experience. Some memberships you see people launch are $40 or $30, and they're not going to have 3 signature courses and all of this stuff in there. But I had already gone into the kind of course creation space, starting with live events, then masterminds, then created an online course, and then I moved to a membership model. And I loved the concept of a membership model for me because it allowed me to really streamline what I was selling. It allowed me to sell one thing, not sell, you can buy my courses, or you can buy my membership, or you can have mastermind with me, or you can buy a strategy day for me. I put everything into my membership and said, here's this one thing I'm selling. Here's what it'll do for your life. We made it our main gig. We clarified the message. We knew what results we got for people. We had great testimonials, and we used the beta group of 99 people to test and perfect what we wanted to launch to the public. Now, interesting, I use the word perfect. We perfected the launch, but since then, over the last almost 3 years that we've been in operation with our membership, we're constantly listening to our members, adding new features, phasing out features that don't work, streamlining things, doing bonus trainings and other courses and programs that really help people get what they need. So as you can see, when you have that kind of energy invested in something, a scalable something, of course it's going to do well. I put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, a lot of team members into this program. It is not Toby as a side gig wearing all the hats trying to do this and thinking it's going to make me money. That's just going to exhaust you. It's just going to add one more thing to your plate. So I often say a new revenue stream is not the solution to fix a broken existing revenue stream. So if your existing thing, whether it's your high-end one-on-one product or something else, is not working, is not selling, you have no clients, you either need to fix that thing or you need to abandon that thing before you start the new thing. But the goal is not to let this dead or dying revenue stream hobble along. And then you introduce this other thing. So now you have two things to try to keep alive or to try to keep thriving, hoping that the new thing will sort of offset or feed or monetize the broken thing. Okay, so we need to fix what's broken or eliminate it. And then we need to, if we're going to launch something new, put all of our energies into it. But if you do, it can absolutely work. And it can be a dreamy, dreamy way for you to help a lot of people, serve a lot of people, live in your zone of genius and make a big difference. Okay, so that's my talk for the day about scaling your services. I hope you try it. I hope you consider it at least. I hope you map it out on paper. I hope you go look at your existing services and say, what's working, what's not working, what do I need to clean up? And if you want to know more specifically about memberships, then check out my stories on Instagram. You're gonna and check out the we'll put some stuff in the comments on Facebook Live for this live about Stu McLaren, who is the guru of memberships. And he had a webinar, I think last night or the night before on Sunday night. He is doing another live stream tonight to focus on several of his success stories. Tomorrow afternoon on Wednesday, he's going to be the guest on my Toby DesignYou Daily, my Instagram Live. It's at 3:30 Central Time, 4:30 Eastern. He'll be on tomorrow to talk a little bit briefly about memberships. And you can check all that out. Or ask me any questions, send me comments on Facebook, send me DMs in Instagram if you have more questions. But the answer is scaling your business is incredible. There's no time like the present to do it. A lot of you found yourself stuck because you only had one full service, one-to-one thing to sell. And that's been honestly, coronavirus didn't cause a problem with that, right? You already had the problem. Coronavirus just sort of shut down your pipeline to that thing. So it made it even more evident. So now's the time to consider it, but you've got to consider it thoughtfully, intentionally, and not make all the mistakes I just warned you about of making it a side gig, making it something people don't really love, making it confusing. None of that leads to success. Okay. So it's all about being very, very intentional. So check out Stu's stuff. Check out DesignYou. Come join us. I'll hold your hand as you create something scalable. And if you join both, you get all the bonuses in DesignYou with me and Stu, and we'll help you go through this process of creating something scalable for your business all together. Okay? Sound like a good idea? Sounds good to me. Well, thank you guys. Enjoy your day. Have fun thinking about the possibilities of a scalable business model for you. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now, guys.